चैलेंजेस तो बहुत देखे हैं, पर शायद मेरा सबसे टफ चैलेंज कोविड। मेरे साथ मेरी टीम खड़ी थी, फैमिली, दोस्त, फैंस। एक सिंपल सी चीज, उनका फोन कॉल। मैं आइसोलेटेड जरूर था, पर अकेला नहीं। आपके आसपास जो लोग स्ट्रेस, अकेलेपन और डिप्रेशन से गुजर रहे हैं, उन्हें कॉल कीजिए। बस एक फोन कॉल। और अगर उनको या फिर आपको जरूरत है एक फ्री डॉक्टर कंसल्टेशन या काउंसलिंग की, तो फिर इस नंबर पर कॉल कीजिए। आप अकेले नहीं, हम एक साथ हैं।
मुंबई में बैठ के कोलकाता से गुड़ का रसगुल्ला, आहा, यही तो जीवन।
जस्ट माई रूट्स। लालच को पंख लगाओ, किसी भी शहर से खाना मंगाओ।
Hello and welcome to this very special episode of Backstage with Boria with somebody who's unique. He calls himself, 2 years late or something like that in an interview done very recently. I don't consider that. In this day and age of sports science and exercise science, there is no age barrier. But the way Venkatesh Iyer has broken down the Indian cricketing fraternity, knocking the doors, pushing it open, has been quite special. Before the IPL, nobody was even talking about this man. He started in 2015, so it's not as if he started yesterday. He's not a rookie. And thereafter, when it came, and it started to just happen big time for him. Academics helps, a job with Deloitte, leaving that, an MBA in finance. So all of that coming together as a package for the man, clearly somebody this country will be much focused on in 2022 as we celebrate this year for Indian cricket. Venkatesh Iyer, thank you very much for joining me. Now that you look back at 21, everything happened all of a sudden. IPL, Kolkata Knight Riders, Indian team. Look back at 21. Floor is yours. Decode it for me.
I think it's been a special year for me. Obviously, with what has gone around, not just in our country but in the world, we've been through a crisis. But I think on a personal level, I really enjoyed 2021, and from my cricketing career point of view, it was a wonderful year for me. But obviously, it was a starting point that I really needed. It was a point where I told myself, like, okay, I am on a journey and I need this journey to continue for a prolonged period of time. So I would like to thank 2021 for giving me my starting point.
Yeah, give me the Kolkata Knight Riders story, Venki. I mean, how did it happen? Exactly. I mean, all of us, all my viewers need to know your KKR story. I mean, all of us have seen and consumed you and appropriated you and done all that, but give me the backstory.
I think, first of all, a huge thanks for KKR. Had it not been for KKR, I wouldn't have been anywhere. I had a decent Mushtaq Ali last year. I think a few good scores. Scores in excess of 90 and one particular innings where I finished the game for my side, which was very special for me. So, with these knocks coming in, KKR scouted me and they picked me in the auction and it was really, down to the wire in the auction. I was unsold twice and then I was picked by KKR finally in the final round. So I think once I was in KKR, there was a point where I felt like, okay, I am somewhere. I'm doing something correct in my life. But then the first phase happened and I did not get my opportunity. But I think thanks to KKR for believing in me and making me understand that even though I'm not playing, I am there. I am there in the mix, and that they did not ignore me altogether. They did not ignore any player for that matter. But to me also, they were really special, and they always kept me in the mix and always kept pushing me that I'll play, and when I play, I'm gonna do well. The confidence that they gave me, it was immense. And break happened. which was a blessing in disguise, not just for me, but for the entire Kolkata Knight Riders family. We were not where we wanted to be at the end of the first leg in India, but then came UAE, and what happened was a story that can be told even 20, 30 years later. It was a really special journey, not just for me, but for KKR as well. And that spirit, I think that spirit that KKR showed, that brought out the best in me. And it would be very wrong if I say that it was me who did that. It was the team that made me do it, which is something that I really would like to cherish, and I'd like to thank KKR for that.
Fantastic answer. And if I can actually sort of push you, that first day when you played that first game for KKR, Venki, Mysore and I had been chatting about you. And obviously now the retention has happened. You are one of the key players. Everyone knows that. But take me to that day. Brendan McCullum, the team showing faith in you, the captain showing faith in you, the coach. Take me back. Backstage with Boria. Take me back to that particular day when you were told you're playing that first game. Fearless cricket. Talk to me.
I think before the first game happened, we played a couple of practice matches, and Baz was really impressed, not just with my batting and bowling, but I had scored a good 70, 80. But then the first ball that came to me, I dived and stopped it. That was something that Baz really admired, and he told me that this is the spirit that I want KKR to show. And obviously I was really inspired by a guy called Rahul Tripathi, who's the live wire in our team. So these little things that came together, and then Baz broke the news to me that I'm going to play and I'm going to open. Of course, it was a moment that I was really happy, but I was really focused. Okay, we have a task in hand. It's a stiff task, not from my point of view, but from KKR's point of view. As a team, we have a task in hand. We need to get a good start. And once our bowlers did the job, got RCB all out for 93, it seemed very easy to me once I went out there to bat. And it took me a while to digest, but then I was at parity with the fact that at the end of the day, it's a game that I've been practicing for a long time. It's nothing different. Once that happened, once the pep talk and all happened, after everything, it was just cricket, which I understood. And I think that's what made me, do what I did.
Fabulous. And in an earlier conversation with me, you mentioned the importance of academics in your life. Does that help? Can you elaborate a little bit? Because several aspiring players, if they actually do both, it might just impact their lives as well, like it has done in your case. Can you talk to me about that?
Well, I think academics is of huge importance to me. It's of utmost importance. And had it not been for academics, I wouldn't have done well in cricket. And I strongly, strongly believe that. Because it has not only helped me to, in smart thinking or making quick decisions, but also it has helped me to achieve those little breaks and switch off whenever I require it as well. See, cricket takes a toll mentally as well. I think it does a lot, not just physically, but mentally as well. So it is very important for us to switch off and just gather that energy to go in fresh. I think academics has helped me that way, and for everyone who's out there, I would highly, highly recommend, don't ignore academics altogether. Of course, your schedules might be different, but don't ignore academics altogether. Just try and push it. It will teach you a lot of things. It will teach you time management. It will help you in decision making, and at the end of the day, it will help you. It will not go waste. Whatever you study, it will never go waste. And knowledge, imparting of knowledge is very, very important, and especially in a country like India, it is very important to be strong academically. So I would like to give all the credit to my parents for never letting me believe that cricket is my life or academics is my life. They helped me stick together both, and it was wonderful.
Excellent. Okay. After the IPL, obviously you were picked to sort of help out with the Indian team. Tell me about that experience and the experience of when finally you got an opportunity against New Zealand. You were picked for the Indian team. Not even 0.1% of the country gets to play for the men in blue. Venkatesh Iyer was one of them. Talk to me about that.
0.1% does get to play for the country, so it's not a very special achievement. I look at it that way. I did well, and then I was in the team. Now I have a task in hand to make India win. See, as I told you, I don't want to be the guy who just comes into the squad. I want to make India win, not just matches but tournaments as well. And my focus is on that. Of course, after the IPL, there were rumors of me, joining the Indian team or somehow getting into the Indian team. Of course, see, I lie if I say that I don't use social media and all. I do check a lot of rumors that go around, a lot of memes, a lot of pages, just mentioning my name as per reports. So obviously that does light a small spark in me, and that motivates me to do better. If someone is talking about me, why not give him something good to talk about? And as I told you, see, the objective is not just to get into any team. The objective is to be there and make the team win, irrespective of the quantum of the performance, but contribute in the side's victory. That is what is in my mind, and not just getting into any team. So I'm not just looking at from the T20 perspective or ODI perspective. Even in the longer format, I can be an asset to the team, and I would like to definitely contribute to team's victory.
So you're telling me you're interested in making a red ball impact for India as well.
That is the ultimate objective. Making India win in the longer format is actually my goal.
Wow. Okay. And clearly, we've been searching for this all-rounder, elusive all-rounder position. Hardik did it for a while. Unfortunately, injuries have plagued him. You realize that this is a key position for the team. Always Virat and Rohit and our leaders and coaches have talked about the balance, and an all-rounder who does all with equal ability is so important for team balance. You realize what is on you, right? You realize that a billion eyes will be prying on every movement of yours. Does that feel pressure? Does that feel opportunity?
Of course, see, I've always taken pressure as a privilege. As you mentioned, 0.1 people get to play for India. I'm privileged that I'm gonna get picked for any team, and I'm gonna play for the Indian team, and I'm gonna play there. But see, I have always played my cricket in a manner that I am the most important player in the squad. So if I get out, then the team might lose. So all the onus is on me to perform irrespective of what I'm doing. Even if I'm playing as a pure batter, a pure bowler, or I don't get to bat at all. So I've always looked at it that way. Even when I play for MP, I feel that I am the person who's there and I have to win the match for MP somehow. So the feeling will be no different. Even when I'll be playing for the country, it will be me who's gonna want to win the game for the country. So of course, see, I lie if I say that there is no pressure. There is pressure, but obviously I'll take that pressure as a privilege and try to, come out of it and make the country win.
Just take me back when you made your debut for India against New Zealand. Rohit as captain, he was also sort of making his formal debut as captain. He was stepping in earlier. Talk to me about that experience, that particular day for you, because it has to be that incredible day when you're getting that cap.
Yeah, I still think about it. Why wasn't it the incredible day? It felt really normal. It felt very at home for me. I did not feel anything overted or nothing special was there. Of course, I was playing for the country. I was really happy when I got the cap. Really happy when I went out there to field. That national anthem vibe was there. But it was not very, very special for me. So it was something that I felt that, okay, I do belong here, and the next task in hand is to make my country win in this particular game. Only that was running in my mind and nothing else.
Okay, interesting. 2015, you started out, at this level, Venkatesh. 2021 is when that break came. Anything different you did? Why did it take so? Have you thought about it? Why not 18? Why not 19? Why 21? Was anything different? That I'm trying to go deeper and trying to sort of understand you and your evolution as a cricketer. Why 21? Did you put more emphasis? How did it happen?
Well, I think when I came into the team in 2015, people expected a lot out of me, and I think that got to me. I really started feeling it back then, and then I did something that I call attitude adjustment, which I did a few years back, and I just spoke to myself. This is something that I really do. I talk to myself about things, and then I told myself, it's me. It's the game that I've been playing. I just have to go out there and enjoy the game, irrespective of what's going on. And that attitude shift made a huge change of me. I'm not telling this because I was picked for KKR or I did well for KKR. I'm not telling this because things happened. Even if they didn't happen, even if I would have joined Deloitte, I would have been extremely happy because I was happy in my mind. I had convinced my mind to take things as they come. So yeah, a few years, 2017-18 was a revolutionary year for me in my mind, because I really matured as a guy, as a person. I really matured. As I told you, even if I would have joined Deloitte, I would have been happier now, because I had accepted that in my mind. I would have accepted that. So the decision to leave Deloitte and come back to play cricket, I took that, and I was ready to face the goods and the bads, whatever come with it. So obviously that year was very important for me, because mentally I had grown up. Mentally I had evolved as a person.
Let me just push you a little bit there. I mean, you've not yet broken ground. You've not made top flight cricket. You've not made an IPL team. You've not sort of really knocked on the doors of India. A Deloitte job comes, which again is one of those prized jobs for anybody in this country, and you decide to leave it. How tough was that, and why did you decide to leave it?
Well, because I felt that okay, I can play cricket. I do belong here. Actually, I was in the white ball team consistently, but 2018-19 was the year when I finally came into the red ball team for MP. When I got to make my Ranji Trophy debut, and that was the year where I realized, okay, I do belong here, and I can play cricket. See, ultimately, Test cricket is the cricket. As I told you, that is my ultimate objective. So obviously, when I broke into the team in the Ranji Trophy, that's when I realized, like, okay, I do have a future in hand if I play cricket and if I understand my role better, because that is when I started putting a lot of effort on my bowling as well. And then I realized how important I can be for any team that I play, irrespective of MP or Indore, the division that I play for, or any IPL team or even the Indian team. If I bat and bowl, I balance both departments, I can be an asset to the team. And that decision there in my mind made me take the decision of leaving Deloitte and then continuing with cricket.
You're telling me about red ball cricket and how important it is for you. You realize, right, that as an all-rounder, T20, white ball, red ball, what impact it will have on your body? Have you given that a thought? Because fitness and as an all-rounder in this day and age of incessant cricket, post-COVID, everyone's trying to make up to us. Have you given that a thought? Anything that you've changed in terms of your fitness drills?
Definitely. See, this body is meant to work. What else is this body for? I've put my body to work. I'm ready to put in all the effort. And again, pre-COVID, I have a friend, Suraj Thakuria, but I met the nutritionist Suraj Thakuria. He has played a vital role in shaping up my body. Of course, my trainer Mayank Agrawal from MP has worked a lot on me. But this nutritionist, he made me realize that food is not just something that you give to your stomach. It's information. And that thought really changed my perspective towards food, and that is when I realized that this body can do so much more than just bowling 3-4 overs in a one day game and batting for 15-20 overs. This body can do so much more. I can now say that I can score 100 and bowl 10 overs in a game with the same intensity. I can say that now, and that is just because I changed my diet routine and my training routine.
This is incredible, because clearly injuries will become a part and parcel when you're taking so much responsibility for India. You're playing multi-formats. So this is a fascinating answer that you are giving me, that sports science, and you now understand your body better. Just a little bit more on this. I mean, give me a sense of your preparation even for the off season, Venkatesh Iyer. What do you do? How do you train? Are there cheat days? Obviously you are a human being. You need to indulge the body as well, or do you not need to? Virat, for example, one cheat day in 4 years, almost a robotic level of fitness, which is incredible to just even aspire to. Your thoughts on all of that?
Definitely, I think the best part of having a nutritionist is he understands you, and my nutritionist understands me. He never stops me from eating anything, so I don't require a cheat day in that sense. If I want to eat something, I'll eat. He'll just adjust the pre and post meal. So, discipline is something that he has brought in my life, which is very important, not just for cricket, but for anything in life. Discipline is of utmost importance. I've maintained this, throughout my life. All these time management, punctuality, everything comes under discipline. And once you are disciplined, then you will start, understanding things better. You'll be matured in that sense. So not just in terms of food or training, but I am much more disciplined in terms of how I look at things also. As I told you, even in the ground, there are days where I'll just be standing on the boundary, but it's not happening now. I every time keep running to the captain and telling him we can do this. Even though I'm not the captain, but I go to the captain and I tell him this. And this just doesn't happen for the MP team. I remember vividly in a game against New Zealand, I ran up to Rohit Bhai and I told him we can try this. See, doing it and not doing it is in the captain's hand, but there is some mental satisfaction that of course my captain is listening to me, which is there. So this is something that I've brought into my life.
Fantastic. And when you mention this, give me your sense of Rohit as captain, because you will play under him. Fingers crossed in the T20 World Cup this year in Australia. That's a massive tournament. I'll come to that. But having played under Rohit as captain in that New Zealand series, your thoughts on Rohit as captain?
I think it was wonderful playing under Rohit Bhai. He gives you the space that you need, which is very important for a cricketer. Any cricketer will play well if he is in his zone. So Rohit Bhai allows every player to be in his zone, and there is a lot of value for your suggestion. And for that matter, not just Rohit Bhai, but even Rahul sir as well. The reception that they gave me in the dressing room, the day one in the Indian camp was so special. It was so normal. Someone like me going into the dressing room might expect a lot of things there. To be reserved, to be isolated, but it was so normal. It felt so normal that I could be me there and then not think about anything else. So it was wonderful playing under them, and I'm really hopeful that I can contribute much more than just bat and ball there.
Excellent. And as I said, 2013 was the last ICC trophy that we won under MS, the Champions Trophy, and thereafter multiple times we've come close. 16 we came close. That West Indies game with Dew and all. 17 the final. 19 that semi-final against New Zealand. Have you thought about the World Cup? Is it too far away? Have you started to dream about the World Cup, at least knowing that, at the back of our mind, this is the biggest event in 22, the World Cup in Australia, and as an all-rounder, you will have a key role there?
Yeah, see, I dreamt about the World Cup not just now, but a lot of years back. I have dreamt about the World Cup. Me lifting the World Cup, but as I told you, I'm not so much forward-looking. Right now, what I have in mind is just the upcoming series and my preparation for the series. I don't even have in mind how I'm going to play in South Africa. My mind is just on my preparation and my procedures, because if I think too much ahead, I just don't live in the moment. The most important thing for me is to live in the moment. So I'm really living in the moment now. And for that matter, we have a Ranji Trophy camp coming up. My focus is on that, how to get my basics right, how to get my body aligned and everything for that. So I'll take it step by step. Of course, it is there in the back of my mind that I might play a huge role in India winning the World Cup. I might contribute. It is there. But if you ask me if I am thinking about that particularly, I am not. I am just thinking about what's in my hand right now, and that is my preparation.
Okay, got it. Final few questions before I let you go, Venkatesh Iyer. I mean, clearly 21 has redefined you as a player, and obviously you've made huge strides. How about Venkatesh Iyer, the person? Clearly life must have changed. More money, more glamour, more media intrusion, more like me trying to sort of pry on what you're trying to do and understand you better. Has life changed? Have you changed as a person, or it's still the same? It's okay, no problem.
Still the same, my mom still asks me to dust the sofa and the curtains. Nothing has changed. But yeah, I can see my parents smiling, which is one of the most satisfying feelings that someone can ever get. My parents are happy, my parents are more involved, and they started, of course, they always cared for me, but they still care for my body and the effort that I'm putting in. They are very happy. But as a person, I haven't changed, because I know my coach, MP team coach Chandrakant Pandit sir, has always maintained that getting to the top is easy, but sustaining there is extremely difficult. He has always maintained that, and the way that he has handled me, I think huge credit should go to the way that he has handled me. He's never let me go out of hand. Even in the MP team, I think it was much needed for me to go and play for MP in this Vijay Hazare, because not cricketing wise, but for Venkatesh Iyer as a person, it was very important to be there, because then he got to know what it takes to sustain. Chandrakant Pandit being a stalwart in Indian cricket, sharing his experience, I got to know that it is actually very difficult to sustain at the top level, at the highest level, and I'm really working on it, and I hope this journey is a prolonged one for me.
One of the most important cricketing events for 22 is the IPL auction. You don't have a problem. You're already retained. That gives you a heady feeling. You've got money, glamour, all. But have you contributed to the thoughts of KKR? And it was a given. I mean, I remember speaking to Venki Mysore even in Dubai during the World Cup, and yours was a given retention from what what happened. So thoughts on that auction? Are you looking forward to seeing how your team goes? And obviously you have that comfort where, unfortunately, I mean, maybe you would have gone for more money, who knows? But you have that comfort that you are settled in your place in KKR.
From a KKR perspective, of course, yeah, I really do want to know the squad composition, who all land up in the squad. But I'm more excited to watch the auction for MP cricketers. There are a lot of cricketers who richly deserve to play the IPL in MP, and I'm really looking forward to the auction. And I really, really hope that at least 7 to 8 cricketers from MP get picked. And that is exactly why I'm excited for the auction, because a lot of players from MP deserve. And I really wish to see a lot of players there. And from a personal point of view, I really wanted to see that pedal go up a few times, but that's not gonna happen. But it's fine. See, I wanted to be in KKR. I really wanted to be in KKR because I want to make KKR win. Once you are in touching distance of something, you really want to achieve that. Last year I got out for 198 in the Vijay Hazare. I really want to score a double hundred. Because now I know that I can do it. Had I been out for 150 or 160, I wouldn't have thought so much. But getting out on 198 with 7 overs to go, you know that you can get a double hundred. So that is in my list. Somehow, get a double hundred. So I played the finals, and I got this feeling that had we played the opening stand been there for 3 more overs, we could have won the game for KKR. So I really want to win KKR the IPL.
And KKR, that's the concluding one. And KKR also, from their standpoint, they have reposed enormous faith in Venkatesh Iyer. So it's a synergy between you and KKR, almost sort of made for each other kind of thing. You've evolved as a brand, as a star from KKR. So it's great to see that there is this enormous respect and mutual respect and bonding between you and the franchise.
More than that, there is a lot of trust. I think sometimes it's easy to say that the guy has played only so much games, and it might be lucky to have performed that way. And then some people might see it as pressure. Like, there is a lot of pressure on me to go out there and deliver. But I think the trust that KKR has put in me, what they've shown me is that they'll back me irrespective of what happens, which is very important for a player. When a player is mentally and physically secure, also financially, when he is secure, then he will be able to give his best. And I feel that I'll be able to give my best when I play for KKR.
Fabulous. I'll let it go there, Venkatesh Iyer. I wanted to understand you as a person, as a cricketer, which I think we've been able to do to a degree in this episode of Backstage with Boria. Clearly, big things are in line for you, whether it is for India in the white ball. Hopefully, the red ball thing will also open up, like you said, big IPL coming up for KKR. So in every sense, 2022 is a massive year, COVID notwithstanding. We've got to live with the virus to a degree. Many congratulations again for everything that you've achieved, but lots still to do. This is just the start of the journey. And it was good to see that you know yourself that it is the start of the journey. India expects a lot from you, Venkatesh Iyer. Go well.
Thank you very much. It was my pleasure talking to you.
Thank you.
This is extra time. Extra time.